service crew don't need to go abroad to be hated. Hull are their close neighbours and bitter rivals. Matches between the two teams have a history of violence. Their firms will be baying for each other's blood. I made the short journey to Hull to check out when the two teams met. I've got an image of a right small little town in the middle of nowhere with loads of northerners running about, ripping lumps out of each other. Hull have a fearsome firm of their own, the aptly named Hull City Psychos. As I got nearer to the firm, the reality of the danger I was in began to dawn on me. I don't want to be stabbed. And my teeth, I don't want to lose no railings. I don't want nothing to happen to me boat. Last time Leeds went to Hull in 2003, fighting broke out all over the city. There's the Leeds, look, the Leeds. I started to get apprehensive as I realised I was going right into the heart of where the two crews would face each other. Thousands of Yorkshire men on the streets and then me, one Cockney on his own. Not a good look. That's a mental name, that one, and all it. Hull City Psychos. Can never get me up round these names. I had to walk from the train to the stadium. I was soon surrounded by a mob of Hull fans. Were they psychos? They certainly hated Leeds. I got to the stadium without any trouble. The police obviously had a plan to keep the opposing fans apart and into their seats. Most of the Leeds are inside the ground, as far as I can see. It's all Hull now. The police are in full force. They're all over the gaff. You know, hopefully, it should be a nice, peaceful game. The stadium has been carefully designed so that the away fans can be shepherded easily into the away end. The match began without any trouble, but this was not always the case in Hull. Before Hull City moved to their new purpose-built KC Stadium, they used to play their home games at Boothbury Park. It was a haven for psycho activity. The old ground has many fond memories for ex-Hull City psycho lad, Sean Tordoff.
People saw Hull as a place not to visit. The actual mob itself was very large. In the early 70s, people used to use hatchets and hammers, and it graduated to Stanley knives in the 80s.
In his day, Sean was a frontman of the Hull City Psychos, who would always be up for a tear-up.
Fights are organised. A lot of lads meet up with the counterparts at England games, swap telephone numbers, they'll have email addresses. It's fairly sophisticated.
Back at the KC Stadium, the match was about to end between Leeds and Hull. I waited outside the ground to see what would happen. I'll tell you what, the atmosphere in here is electric. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when they start piling out of here. I'm quite glad there's a fence here. The clever design of the new stadium allows the police to put huge steel fences between the Leeds fans and the waiting Hull mob. There's no way the rival fans can get anywhere near each other. I've witnessed probably the biggest grudge match Yorkshire has to offer between two naughty clubs with naughty firms, but clearly it's the old Bill that run things.
The Hull City Stadium has been designed specifically to separate groups of youths from the stadium to the station. The whole thing is a separate movement, and it seems to be working. I get the feeling that other stadiums will be encouraged to go that way as well. But back in the old days at Boothbury Park, things were very different.
Hull City supporters clashed with police and stewards.
The old stadium was much easier for opposing fans to take each other on. When Hull played Bradford, Sean was there to witness things get really out of hand.
This was Boothbury Park before the second division game between Hull and Bradford.
Sean recalls the day when the police decided that the Bradford away fans should go into Hull's home end.
This was the last straw really for the City fans, and it was decided that enough was enough. There was at least 3 pitch invasions and fighting on the terraces. The police just lost complete control.
By the end of the match, 50 Hull fans were arrested.
Around the surrounding areas, after the game, it was just chaos.
Friday night saw some of the worst football violence ever seen in Hull.
In 2002, when Hull played Middlesbrough, the streets were turned into a riot zone. Hull thugs attacked the police with bricks and metal barriers as they tried to get to the Borough fans. 18 Hull lads were arrested for affray and public disorder charges. The psychos of Hull live up to their name.